Awesome. It looks like you've reached this part of the article, and it would mean too that you've already gone past everything that we've done from the beginning. But I just want to make sure everything or everyone is on the same page. We're going to do it from the start. So just to make sure before you start creating an opportunity form, you have to be inside the opportunity section. Once you're inside the opportunity section, we want to go ahead and open up any one of the leads or opportunities you have here. So let's just pick out this one. Okay, so once you're in here, you want to focus your attention right here where you see select form. Now you're seeing here we have made a test a while ago, so it's just basically set to default. So for everyone who hasn't done any yet, you want to make sure you're always seeing this one, default opportunity. So this is what everyone should see if they have not created any customized forms on their market space. To begin, you have to make sure you click on the plus icon. This is where you can start creating the form. Once you hit this button, this is where you can actually enter the title or name of the form. So let's say this is a test form, and then you'll also see the create button and the default button. The create button, it'll just immediately save and create the form. But if you put a check on the default or on the default checkbox, it will make the form the default one for every opportunity. So this is what you're going to see, and this is what they're going to use immediately. And it will actually switch it over from having the default opportunity as the main form, whatever you're creating right now. For example, our test form, it will be the main form that everyone will use. So for now, we'll make it as our default form, leave the title as is, and then press create. And then after pressing create, you will now see a few more buttons. This is the edit form button, and this is the show hidden data button. So there's an option for you to hide stuff if you don't really need to see everything, or you don't need to see that field on the in the form that you're making. So as you can see, these fields are still the default fields for the default opportunity form. We still haven't modified it. To start changing or modifying it, we click on the plus, or not the plus symbol, but the pencil icon. Now, once you click on the pencil icon, you'll see more things on the fields. This button right here signifies or means that you can move the field up or down. There are people who want to prioritize specific fields so they can check out that specific thing on the property immediately or at a glance. So let's say I want to see the state immediately once I open up an opportunity or a lead. Just click this button, hold it down, and drag it anywhere you want to be placed. So I'm going to drag it right up here, and that's going to be the first field that everyone's going to see every time they access a leader opportunity. And then if you want to modify or edit the field and say like, I don't need this field, I just want to change it to something else, you can do that. Let's say subdivision, you don't really work with these, so you want to change it to say additional notes. Click on the button right here, and then it's going to ask you to change, or this where you can actually change the label of the field or placeholder. So let's say we're gonna call it additional details. And then at the bottom is the field type. So this is what's going to happen. This part is the secret of these fields. You can actually create specific fields with specific functions. So for now, everything that you create or everything that's in here is always on single text input or standard text input, but you can always change it to something else. For now, I want to make it bigger. I want more area where you can type in more details. So multi-line text input is the option to go. And then let's say I want to have 5 rows to enter more details. And then at the top right here, where it was the pencil icon to edit a form, it is now view form. This is how you save your changes. So once you click on it, once we scroll down, it has now become additional details. It's now an area where I can actually type more stuff in, and it's no longer the subdivision field. And if you want to do changes again, just click the button right here, and there you go. So we're now going to go ahead and actually create additional fields. To do that is right at the bottom here. Field ID is basically the label or the placeholder of the field. So let's just say more details as an example. Once I hit add field, it'll be on default again as standard text input. That's always the default of all fields created. But of course, you want to change it. Once you click this button, let's go ahead and discuss all the fields or all the field types that you can make. So first, of course, standard text input, multi-line text is input. That's the first example I showed you. Number input is a field where it's only going to be restricted for numbers. Emails, same logic. It's going to be a field restricted for email addresses. Telephone input, a field restricted for phone numbers only. Date selector, you can add a small area where you can actually add a date to an opportunity. Time selector, same thing with the date selector. Web link, it's a field where it's only dedicated and restricted for websites or web addresses. Select control. Now, select control is basically a drop down list creator. So you can create a drop down list with multiple options. To add the options, you go to select options, and it's going to be a CSV, or it's going to be called a comma separated value. To do that, all you have to do is enter the options that you have. Let's say 1 comma 2 comma 3, and just make sure there are no spaces in between. They may look like they have spaces, but it automatically does that. But right now, when I typed it in, there are no spaces. So again, the option, comma, next option. No spaces in between them. So that's basically going to be the option for the drop-down list. So that's select control. Radio group. So same thing, you can have radio buttons. You can have multiple options where you can put dots or the radio selector on the opportunity itself. So same thing, if you have multiple options, there's going to be a comma separated value right here at the bottom. And then checkbox. So you can create multiple fields separately for checkboxes if you want to specify something as well inside your opportunity form. And then finally, hidden control. So once you select that, it hides that field or basically takes it out. So you don't see that field or if you don't need it. So for now, let's go ahead and do checkbox. And I just hit the view form, and there you go, more details. And I guess that's it. If you have any questions, if you have any queries about IF3, feel free to reach out to us. Just click the question mark right on the top here, and you'll have our intercom ready to go. Just send us a chat. Our support team will be ready to assist you 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day.